It's Joe from Four Wheelies, Ottawa Roller Skating Center. Catch me on the next episode of Straight Facts, brought to you by BM Media and Currency Entertainment.
Today we have Joe, owner of Four Wheelies. First off, thanks for taking the time to come to our show there.
Thank you very much
I
for having
appreciate
me
you, my
here.
guy.
Yeah, thank you. That's what's up. So how did you become an entrepreneur, and can you tell us a bit about yourself?
So I started being an entrepreneur back in Ottawa. My cousin hit me up one day, and he said that he needed vectorized T-shirts to be printed on. So one of these guys couldn't make it, so I picked up and I said, okay, let me try this. So I'm good with computers.
Right.
So then what happened was that I sent him the file, and then he sent me another one. So I went to Montreal, and then he saw that I was able to run the whole design of it. From there, we just started building the business, and then that was our first clothing line.
Okay,
So that was the first business that I ever started with him, and from there we just like building one business after another.
That was like 3 years ago, or?
That was 2006.
2006.
Okay,
Old school.
2006. So it's been a long time. And then we started building press machine. We started printing T-shirts for other companies because we wanted to encourage other people to have their own clothing line. So after that, I had to build a website.
Okay.
So I wanted to build it myself because back then it was mad expensive to create a website. So then I built my own website. Other people wanted to have their own website. Then I started doing website design for other companies. And then that's how I built my second business, where I was just building a website for other people.
Oh, that's a good start for sure.
And you mentioned that like it started off in Montreal. Is that's the home base, or where the business is, or that's where you had the idea?
Yeah, so it was in Montreal. My cousin lived in Montreal. The print and press, it was in Ottawa at my basement.
Okay.
So, and then I was in my basement just printing shirts every day. And then we actually moved to Montreal because it was a better location. And that's we wanted to be out there.
Was it a success, or you guys made a little profit with it?
Yeah, it was a successful business. But then we were in experience, right? So we made some couple of mistakes.
Right.
But we had a lot of artists that actually wear the shirts, wear the clothing line. We're talking about big artists back in the days like Common Sense, Nas, Talib Kweli. We're talking about Drake, back before Drake was famous, obviously.
That was the Grassy Drake? Or?
Yeah, Drake had the song with Trey Songz, right?
Okay.
And then we had...
How does it go again? I don't want to put you on the spot there.
I actually don't know how this song goes.
That's all good, my guy.
Replacement Girl. That's the name of the song. Replacement Girl. Yeah.
That
was he started off with that, and then the clone line got bigger and bigger. But you know, it went to a downfall at a certain point, and I started off other businesses, and that picked up. So
nice.
that
and
was
let's touch on that, because you say you're an entrepreneur. So like, where did that come from? Like, you think you were born with it? Like, what? Like, you did mention that you had a friend talk to you about, you know, it's not in a business, but now you're doing other businesses. So what made you, like, where's that entrepreneurial spirit come from?
I don't think I was born with it.
No.
I think something that you have to develop,
Okay.
and something that you have to like learn as time goes. And I think over time, I learned a lot of things, and I learned a lot of mistakes. I think that's how all life goes, right? We learn and we make mistakes,
Right.
and as long as we don't give up, and then we kind of develop to be skilled at certain things, and we can all learn skills, and then it's just a matter of like, how consistent are you? How much effort are you gonna put? And that's what it comes down for me, where you develop that. You don't have to be born to be a professional soccer player. Of course, it's easier if you're like skilled since when you're a kid.
Yeah.
But eventually, we all learn it somewhere, somehow.
It's like practice makes perfect.
And
right?
sometimes you just have the environment, and it's really the environment that you grew up with. If you're always going to be in an environment of like people that play soccer, it sounds like you're born
To play that.
to be a soccer player.
Yeah.
But if I put you guys in a room
Right.
of a guy that actually talks about ice cream all day, that's all he does for 5 hours, and you guys hate ice cream. You don't eat ice cream because you're lactose intolerant. By the time you come out and someone talks about like a question about ice cream, you're gonna be able to answer.
Yeah, because you heard
Right,
about it.
because it's the environment that you're exposed for so many hours, right? So that I think that's how you develop that business, that entrepreneurship.
That's nice. In one word, describe your life as an entrepreneur.
Learn as I go. Learn as I go.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's how. I think that's how you become successful. You fail. I think it's just more that you keep going. You're consistent.
I'm kind of curious. How did it start for you to be as an entrepreneur itself? Like, when did you decide? You know what? I'm gonna try it out when it comes to this.
I think, like I said, it's my cousin Willis that actually got me exposed to it.
Yes.
And I think it was just like I saw the benefits of the difference between working a full-time job,
right,
and having a business where you actually have a little bit more freedom. Or certain business doesn't give you that freedom. It all depends on our personality also, right?
Right.
But I think it's just like at a certain point you just enjoy having a business, and it's not everyone that is made for it. People want sometimes security, that lifestyle that it's like, okay, I know what I'm doing today. And if not everyone is built for it.
That's true. Yeah,
it's not everybody that's built to go on to roller coaster.
Yeah.
But in business is the same thing. It's not everyone also that built for 9 to 5 that sit down in the office.
Right.
So you really gotta have to find what works for you the best, what makes you happy at the end of the day.
I understand. That's a very good comment that you just said there. As a question, this question might be funny to you. Do you think is it easy to be an entrepreneur?
Definitely not. Definitely not. There's certain time of point where you feel like you're always failing, but at a certain point you're gonna see the reward, right? So there's a lot of time where you have to work a lot. There's a lot of time where you see the benefits of it later on, but it's much, much, much later on that you see the benefits. You don't see it right away. Sometimes you're lucky, and sometimes you're not. But being an entrepreneur, it just takes time sometimes to see a reward. It's like investing in any business or investing in stocks, right? Sometimes you're lucky and you get a lot of money, and sometimes you're just like, you're gonna have to wait.
Sorry to cut you off there. Who would you say that inspired you?
Yeah, so my cousin.
Your cousin now?
Yeah, that's it. He was the one that actually, Willis is the one that actually inspired me to keep going, and he did a lot of sacrifices on his end. I did a lot of sacrifice on my end.
So your cousin Willis was an entrepreneur as well?
Yeah, he wasn't actually an entrepreneur. He just had the idea. It was for him, it was like, oh, this idea is good. And he had a t-shirt business before I joined. Yeah. So it was like, okay, let's get in, me and him, let's get into this. Yeah. And then we just kind of jumped, and then we saw the success in it, and then we just went off from there. Okay. Now we're not in business anymore, but he has his own company and he's doing very well.
Okay.
You know, and I have my own thing, and we collaborate sometimes.
Okay, that's
but
nice.
He's the one that inspired me to be pushing more forward into business.
And just to touch up on when you were talking about like it's not being an entrepreneur, it's not easy being an entrepreneur. Did you ever ask yourself at one point, is it worth it? Because you just said yourself, like, you have to be lucky. Sometimes it takes patience. So like, did you ever ask yourself, like, is this worth it, what you're doing, or you ever had doubt in yourself?
Yeah, for sure. Certain times when you fail so much, you're like, is it worth it to do all this for? Why am I doing this for it? And that's the question that you have to continuously ask yourself. What's the reason for me to do it? But once you have that base of the reason why you're doing it, it's becoming easier to tolerate the failure and tolerate the hard time
Hard times that are
of being
coming.
coming. So there is time is like, man, I'm gonna do a 9 to 5 job.
Right.
And sometimes you get so comfortable of having that job that pays so well, and that regular income and checks. So, and then also like the vacation, I got 2 weeks vacation. I got 3 weeks vacation. In 5 years, I'm going to have 5 weeks vacation.
Cool. Yeah.
And you get into another job and then you're like, oh man, I get paid $30 an hour, and you pull up your calculator. I'm like, oh, in 2 weeks, I'm going to have this amount. So you get caught up in that. So sometimes you're just like, oh man, how much money did I make this year in my business?
Yes.
And that's when you kind of like, oh, I just want to drop it. It's not worth it.
Okay.
So there's a lot of time that I did want to drop it, but I never did. And I just kept on going with new ideas.
So would you say you have to go to a place that you have to be uncomfortable, not knowing what the circumstances are going to be, and then hope that the dream or what your reason why is going to be into fruition?
Yeah, but I think you can never grow if you're always comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to come to a place where you're not comfortable and you grow. And if you're comfortable, that means that you're not growing whatsoever.
Yeah.
So you have to be always in a place where I don't think I ever became to a point where it's like I'm super comfortable with what I'm doing. You know, building any businesses, you're not comfortable. There's stuff that you encounter that you never thought that it's gonna be something that you have to go through. But that's what it is in business. That's what it is when you have to build a business. You don't come here with a book and show you exactly all the ropes. If you're lucky that your family is part of that, that's great. But most people, you know, you have to that huge struggle before you come to a point where, oh yeah, this is 100% fun.
Okay.
You can't be afraid to fail, basically.
Don't be afraid to fail, and always get up.
All right. And then just like break it down to me, like what made you come up with the idea to like have like skating rinks? You know, like first and foremost, it does make sense if you're talking about here in Canada because it's cold and everything. But it is it something that it's a demand for, or especially with COVID
I guess
and everything?
the main thing is why Ottawa? That's the question that everybody wants to know. Why Ottawa?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah.
The idea why Ottawa is, I mean, the city has a lot of activities,
Right.
and me and my partner always want to bring more activities to Ottawa.
Are you from Ottawa?
Would
Would you consider yourself an Ottawayan?
So yeah, I would consider myself. I went to École Secondaire Luriel, so
Okay, nice.
and also Serafin Marion. So I'm from Ottawa, but I represent Montreal also.
That's fair.
So I represent both cities. I live in Montreal now, so I can't just like. But Ottawa, I grew up here.
Nice.
You know, from Madagascar, I came straight to Ottawa.
Okay.
So I know Ottawa very well. But me and my business partner, we were always like, wanted to bring something, some different activities to Ottawa to add whatever the city is already doing. The city does a lot, and there's a lot of things that you can do, but something different. Like we have Smash Room Ottawa, which is you go inside a room and you just break stuff.
Right.
That's what it is, and we don't have that here. So we wanted to bring something different. So when he called me and he says, "Yo, have you ever seen the movie ATL?"
Oh,
I'm like, yeah, I seen it. And then he goes, we need to build one.
Okay.
And then we're like, okay, we're going to go off with that. And then we start seeing the business plan. We saw seeing the demand. We saw seeing the community. And the city needs something, a different vibe.
Right.
A different activity that we don't have. And along the way of building the business, we realized that it was a successful business back then already. And we're talking about years ago. The last one that closed down was in 1982, right? So that was that was 40 years ago.
That's crazy.
And all these people that was super sad about the fact that it was closed down, they call us all the time.
Oh yeah.
Because they're super excited to open. They're like, my back hurts, I can't skate, but I'll be there. And it was a great memory.
How did they find you?
Yeah, they just well, we're on Google now, so it's very easy to find. We were on also the news, so CTV, so it's very easy to find us now. But a lot of people want this skating rink to be open, and a lot of people we want to bring that you know that pure activities,
Yeah.
that was fun, that was for everyone,
Family
was
and everybody,
family,
yeah.
19 plus,
For sure.
that music. So that's what we're trying to accomplish.
Do you skate yourself?
A little bit. I'm gonna learn.
You
I'm gonna
learn?
be a
Okay.
professional by the time.
That's what I'm talking about.
So the name Four Wheelies, like it's pretty self-explanatory, but why did you decide to go with that name, or did you have any other options for the name of your company?
It's funny because that was the only option that we had.
Okay.
It's funny because have you ever been to Miami?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a spot called
Biscayne Boulevard. I mean, it's Wayne Wade, Miami Heat. Yeah, that's my
Yeah.
squad. You know, God bless. It's a beautiful, beautiful weather, man. I tell you. But go ahead. Yeah. sorry.
So there's a spot called Wet Willie's.
Okay. Yeah.
So the name came from a little bit Wet Willie's with the four, and then there's the wheels, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my boy, he calls me and he says, "Yo, Four Wheelies," and we're gonna have slushy in there too.
Okay.
Because one of the trip that me and him did
Yeah.
was Miami,
Okay.
and we had this drink called Wet Willie's, and it was a super nice drink,
Yeah.
and we were turned up after that.
For sure. For sure.
But then also the name itself makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
You know,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
so
it's catchy. Yeah.
It's catchy, and we wanted to have something that we can kind of develop after that too. So that's when he's like, okay, no, Four Wheelies is the name, and
That's
we both
it.
agreed, and we moved on forward with that name.
Oh.
Yeah.
So based off of how the business is running, like, what do you think are the success that you guys have done, like, with Four Wheelies, or what are the successes that you would teach like entrepreneurs, like, to learn about the skating rink business?
So the skating rink business, it was a lot of research that we had to do. The business itself has a lot of component. We have the arcade room.
Right.
Okay.
We have the restaurant, the bar.
Okay.
We have party rooms. We have a pro shop. So there's a lot of things that we learned, and we have professional people that also help us a lot, going through a lot of the process. But in a business, you cannot know everything.
That's
What's
true.
the hardest part so far?
Construction.
Construction.
Yeah. Yeah.
So getting the permits and all that stuff, or
Well, it's just the delays
Okay.
that
Okay.
you have to kind of deal with it. I feel like the city itself, everyone that knows about the business,
Yeah.
they're waiting for us to open.
Okay.
So when
Because you guys were supposed to be open before the holidays. right?
Yeah, exactly.
During the holidays.
Exactly. And when you build the business plan out of that, and although we are very flexible, we plan on having backups and everything like that, make sure that the business goes through.
Okay.
It's still a process of like, okay, we need to get things done. We need to have materials done. And I'm not blaming the construction company or anything
right.
like
Yeah.
that. There's a shortage of worker materials and everything like that, but it's still not easy to have delays when you're expecting to have to be delivered at a certain time.
The construction workers, are they from Ottawa itself or from
they're local.
Local. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
And when you were opening this business, like, what type of viewers were you trying to have? Was it trying to be like you said, the last skating rink was open 40 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So are you trying to bring back those old generation, or I'm sorry, they're not old, but like compared to 2022, there's a big age gap, right? So what is like the viewership that you were looking when you were opening this type of rink?
So basically our goal, the mission of the company is to have everyone involved as much as possible. And you can see that through like our social media, our website. So we have nights, every night we have different teams to make sure to involve everyone in the city.
Okay.
And we're not just talking about like, okay, kids. Obviously, we have family nights, family daytime parties. We have people that is going to be 18 plus. On Tuesday night, we have retro, which is dedicated for those people that you know, 40 years ago.
Back in the day,
Back in the days. But not only that, if you think about it, a lot of people these days want that retro music, that old school music.
Yeah.
So they're going to be able to have that. But our old school music is not their old school music.
That's
so
true.
on Tuesday night, we have throwback parties, which hits like the 80s, the 90s,
Oh, that's gonna be sweet.
and the
Yeah.
2000.
Okay.
And Wednesday, it's going to be a lot of different culture that is getting involved. We're going for Afro beats. We're going
Okay.
to Latin music.
What would it be the time schedule, you would say?
The time schedule right now, we're open from Tuesday to Sunday.
Okay.
The only time that we're now open is Monday. And then during the daytime, it's from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m.
Okay.
From Tuesday to Thursday.
Yeah.
And then Friday, Saturday, we open to 2 in the morning.
Okay, nice.
Saturday and Sunday morning, we actually going to have classes where you can learn how to skate, because not everyone's going to know how to skate, right?
That's true.
So you can come and skate, but also people that knows how to skate can still take classes, because we have dance classes. We have an expert that you can actually learn different tricks.
A membership as well?
Membership as well. So there's a membership that you can subscribe to, and you're there for all year long.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And on that note, like you said, you mentioned the way that you saw like the movie ATL, right? That was an inspiration for the roller skating. So, what would be the golden era based on what you've seen in roller skating?
The golden era.
The golden era of roller skating that you viewed, or you may have done your research on, that you would talk about or pay homage to.
So I'll pay homage to, when I did my research, is I'll pay homage to Skateway. Skateway was here in Ottawa.
Here in Ottawa, okay.
Not far from where our location right now.
Okay.
And then Skadium also was not far from Landscape. So that's where it was, Skadium East. So I'll pay homage to both of them, because they're the two places that was open for the longest in Ottawa. And they've been around for a while. Okay. So it's what we're building. It's not something new. It was something that already existed.
Yeah.
We're just bringing back something that was already here, that was lost. And there was no clear indication why they closed down. There's a lot of rumor about it, but those are the two of the main one. We actually bringing back DJs that used to DJ there 40 years ago.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy.
They're
giving them opportunities to bring it back. You know what I mean?
For sure, because it's a huge community.
Have you been to Scooter, the one in Toronto there?
I've never been to Scooter, but I've been to.
Is there anything there that you wouldn't like having in your spot there? So that you heard about?
So I've never been to Scooter. Okay. But I've been to a spot called Moonlight in LA. I was just there about
Tell me your experience.
2-3 weeks. It's amazing. It's amazing, and I love the fact that it's everyone that is involved. You know,
Okay.
So that's one thing that I wanted to bring to Ottawa. The culture out there in the United States. You know, it comes from ATLs. It comes from there. The culture over there. The people dancing, the 2-steps. So that's one of the things that even Ottawa had. People that was doing 2-steps. So when the DJ says, "Hey, it's 2-step time," everyone that doesn't know how to skate move away, and everyone that knows how to do the 2-steps, they go crazy. So these are all things that we're all gonna bring back, and make sure that we have a lot of fun. But I can't talk about Scooter because I don't know, because I've never been. So I don't know what I can improve.
Maybe it's something that you could talk about is what is unique about Four Wheelies there.
Yeah. So our DJs,
the drinks.
Well, first of all, we have one of the.
Are you allowed to drink?
Yeah, for sure. We have the bar.
Okay.
So hold on. Run this back. You tell me allowing people to drink and go on roller skating.
So at our facility,
Yeah.
so when I said restaurant, I forgot
Yeah,
to
yeah.
mention that there's a bar.
Yes. Okay.
So there's a bar and we have special drinks. So like I said, I'm in
Special.
Montreal.
Okay. Is there like a limit how much they could take and
Yes.
go in there, or you just as you wish?
Oh no, so
Okay.
you can't be drinking and going to skate.
Okay.
So the agreement is you
Yeah.
go skate
Yes.
Yeah.
and then you come to the bar.
You can't go back after.
Yeah,
Okay,
you can't
okay.
go back
That's
to there.
respect.
Once you
That makes
exit
sense.
the skate, once you exit the skate, you're literally in. So the
Okay.
second you actually
Okay.
take the drink,
Yeah.
you're gonna have a stamp on your hand.
Okay, that's perfect.
So the second you have a stamp that you had a drink,
It's
you
a
can't
wrap.
go back in. It's
That's
a wrap.
true, that's true.
We're gonna have actually a lot of security,
No, for
and
sure, you-
people
yeah.
actually gonna be skating on the rink to make sure
Everyone's
there's no
okay.
one
Yeah.
that is influenced.
That's for
by
sure.
any-
So I just want to make sure. So you're not allowed to have a drink and go to
so you're not allowed to have to drink
Yeah.
and go skate. So that's
Okay.
one thing. We have someone at the front door that's gonna be
It's
able to
tight like
check
that, huh?
check
That's good.
just check your
just
fingers,
checking,
making
just
sure.
checking there. We definitely needed a space to skate in Ottawa, especially indoors, right? So why did you feel this need was in Europe for so long?
I'm not sure, but like I don't know any activities that you can do indoor other than the regular stuff, the bowling and stuff like that. So I think Ottawa needs more and more indoor stuff. I think Ottawa is a multicultural city, and it's not everyone that goes and snowboard and that goes do activity outside. So I feel like during winter, more people need a place to get away. And I think that's what we wanted to deliver, because think about it, 6 months, it's almost all winter.
7. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Let's be real. It's 6 is in theory, but it's really
It's
7. 7 to 8 if you count whatever summer decides to show up. Yeah. Sorry about that. That's what I'm just- it's tough out here. Yeah, it's tough out here.
Hard times out here, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's the thing, though. So even though you love to snowboard, even though you love skating on the retail center, at a certain point you want to do something different, maybe something indoor, and that's at Four Wheelies. That's what we were aiming for. Like the whole design is based on a backyard.
Okay.
So you have the entrance has a whole tree.
Yeah.
When you walk in, it has like lights of like the same one that you have in your backyard.
Okay.
There's a lot of flowers. There's a swing set. Like the whole vibe is to make you feel like summer never left.
Okay.
There's a lot of green in the space. There's a lot of light, but also at nighttime, it's all the lights goes off and it's like a club vibe.
Okay.
So it's the environment is really we want to make sure that people feel like, okay, when you think about roller skating, I think about roller skating, I'm thinking about Miami. People roller skate on those parades, or
Right.
LA. People to make those crazy moves that you see on Instagram and TikTok. So we wanted to have that mentality when they look, they don't see snow, right?
Sure.
So Ottawa needs more and more indoor activity.
Do you guys have a logo?
Yes.
Okay. And then break it down to like based on Four Wheelies, like what was the business plan consisting of? Like, because one thing about for me roller skating, I hope that these people are wearing helmets, because even though if you're professional, I'm sorry, man, it just takes one false move, then you fall, crack your head, man. So like I hope that there's insurance or this type of, you don't let people just be heroes,
like in any other business that you could risk to be injured, right?
For sure.
You're actually signing a waiver, and that waiver is just to tell you that if you fall, be careful.
Okay.
Any other business that you go to, ISO, or I don't want to mention businesses, but you sign a waiver, and that waiver is just protecting the business and protecting the person also, to make sure that everyone is safe. But on top of that safety, we want to make sure that we have people on the rink. So it could be not your fault to fall, but people behind you doesn't see you. That's why we have people on the roller skate to make sure that you're going to be okay. We have people that have whistle that is going to make sure that that person, okay, safety is gonna be always number one for us.
Like for example, like when you open the events, is there like a limit on how much people can be on the rink or?
Yeah, of course, but we want to make sure that everyone has a fun experience.
For sure.
We want to have it packed, but not overpacked, so you can't skate anymore.
Exactly. Yeah.
We want to make sure.
What's the capacity?
So the capacity is unclear, so I don't want to give a false number.
Yes.
But you got to keep in mind that it's a 20,000 square feet.
Okay.
Right. So it's a huge business.
Big establishment. Yeah.
So when we build the business plan, is like there's a restaurant. There's just the restaurant has a huge capacity. The rink is 75,000 square feet, so that's a huge capacity. The party rooms are a lot of capacity. So eventually, we're gonna reveal the numbers once the permit is out there. But the capacity is pretty big.
Nice.
And Joe, can you let the viewers know, like, how did you raise the funding? Because like you said, you mentioned you have a restaurant in there. It's like a club vibe. So like, how did you obtain and raise funds for this Four Wheelie business?
Yeah. So with our experience with owning other businesses, we were able to save some money eventually and invest in new business all the time, right? You can't be always spending your money and then expect to open a business with no money. It takes a lot of money to open any business, and this is a huge project. But there are also a lot of places where you can get money and you can get help.
Okay, so like grants,
like grants,
okay.
Like loans. The government also helps with certain construction costs.
Okay.
Nice.
And you can always get a loan from the bank.
Okay.
But there is help out there for everyone to be able to build a business. Like we have grants that is under 35, which gives you $6,000, but like there's a lot more than that. There's it's called FACE that gives you also grant. So there's a lot of
There's a lot of
opportunity here.
Okay.
And if you're looking for something that actually can help you, Group 3737 is one of them that can actually help you get these grants.
Okay.
So there's a lot of opportunity out there. You just need to research it.
Yeah.
You just need to have knowledge and get the right people to actually show you the ropes. And that's how you can actually build a business out of that.
And based on marketing, right? Like we're in the social media era. Like what is your strategy for marketing Four Wheelies? What has been the best campaign have you tried so far?
Four Wheelies actually had no marketing.
No,
at
really?
all.
Oh,
So
wow. So it's just word of mouth?
Word of mouth.
Okay.
Is so far. So I'm in marketing. I own a marketing company.
Okay.
And Four Wheelies, luckily, like we had media attention already for Smash Room, so that was great. And the same media attention from there just picked up and actually ran news. And it's really like what happened with Four Wheelies is really the community of roller skating that put us on the table like that. And they're the one that shared. It came from one post and just went viral within a couple of days.
Oh yeah.
And people everywhere knew about it. And that's when I actually officially said we are gonna open this business. And from there, it just spread. And that was great for us because we didn't actually know that the community was going to react that much. We knew that it was going to be a big business. We knew that this business is for everyone.
That's true.
You know how to skate, you're going to come. You don't know how to skate, you're going to experience it.
Right.
And the environment, it's like people actually call me, it's like, Joe, do you have a space where I can just dance and watch people skate? And people actually just want to come in and watch.
Yeah.
And it's the vibe that we're trying to get. And the music also, it's for us, like I have people calling because they're disappointed that we're not open for before the holidays. They're like, I was looking forward for that retro music that you have, because the city doesn't have anymore a retro club that we can enjoy.
Yeah.
And I was looking for the research. I'm like, oh, man, where is it? And I can't find any place that I can play the same music that what they played back in the days.
No. Yeah.
And we're lucky to have like such a variety of DJs, and we have DJ Velvet that is like one of the great DJ from Ottawa. That I'm looking forward for her. Our main DJ at Four Wheelies, actually.
That's the main DJ.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's the one.
Okay.
So outside of the marketing company and Four Wheelies, do you own any other companies you want to talk about?
Yeah, so I own a company called Service Exabyte. So basically, it's a IT infrastructure. So we help businesses to grow in the IT world. So if you need any servers, cloud services, security, so we have a government contract that we make sure that we secure. We have a system administrator, network administrator, from web design also. And then I have a marketing company that helps you build your business. So these are the tools I think that, I find that in businesses you need, because as much as you have the greatest product or the greatest business, if people don't know about your business,
that's the problem.
That's it.
Yeah, who's gonna buy your stuff? So to me, having a marketing company is very crucial.
Yeah.
And we live in a world where IT is such a necessary thing to have.
Yeah.
The technology needs to be there.
You can't avoid it. Yeah, you can't avoid it. Yeah.
I'm lucky to have and grow up in that environment. That was like one of the earliest business that I own. And I also own, it's called 545 Soundtrack.
Yeah.
So we give beats. So a producer actually drop their beats to our platform, and then other people, media people, can actually use those.
Oh, they buy beats from you, or just okay?
Yeah.
That's what's up. You hear that, rappers? Don't get your beats, man. Yo,
Right.
545 Soundtrack.
How would you define success there?
Actually, to me personally, success doesn't come from your business to be known. To me, success is you're doing something that makes you happy, and everybody's different. For me, the things that makes me happy is to have a balanced life.
Yeah.
I think that's for me is number one. I think you can have the $1 million, but if that's all you have, then you're never gonna be happy.
Sure.
Just like you can eat the fast food that you want, but if you eat that all the time, it's not gonna be good for you.
Exactly. Yeah.
So having a balanced life, having that family lifestyle, having that friends that you care about, having a good business, having this balanced life is like, to me is key. Being like just like famous and all you do is just that, to me is just like, okay,
it's superficial. It's not,
it becomes to a point where you're like, okay, I need to move away from it. And for certain people, that's what makes them happy. They want to be out there. This is what to me is like the balanced lifestyle is cool, is good, because you have to have good friends. You have to have a good relationship with your family. You have to have fun, but you also have to have a challenge built into your business or challenge at work. You can have like your dream job, but you've been doing it for years, and at a certain point you're just bored.
Yeah, it's mundane. You know exactly what you're gonna do.
You know exactly. And certain people can do that, And
what would you say you enjoyed the most about starting your own company there?
The challenge.
Yeah.
The challenge is what I enjoyed the most.
You'll talk about the challenges. Is it like more like challenges with working with family, working with friends, business partners?
Yeah.
What exactly? What are the challenges?
I work a lot with different friends, but also like different personality. I can meet someone and then, I know how they are. But it comes down to me as a personality that I can collaborate with someone. That's what the end of the day. But the challenges are always going to be there. There's always going to be challenge in life.
Right.
Definitely. But it all depends on how you're going to overcome those challenges to make you successful, right? So if a challenge that you cannot do, what is the next step? Are you just gonna give up there, or are you gonna have another way to do it? Because building a business or just in life in general, there's always gonna be challenge, and you need to push forward to succeed in that. There's certain things that yes, it's not worth it, and you have to do something else.
Yes.
But giving up is not the same of like, okay, this is definitely not working. I'm trying some different route.
Okay.
It's a different point of view that I think.
And based on like your resume, from what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing, right?
Yeah.
What's the best advice you ever received in business? Because obviously, whatever you were told, or maybe there's just something that you've done, is very successful. Because the fact that you have more than one business and it's thriving. So, what was the best advice that you ever received?
Someone told me just be consistent.
Your cousin?
No. Yeah, no, actually. Someone told me just be consistent all the time and put effort. So consistency and effort is the two things in life that you need. And give a lot of love.
So when you mean consistency, it's like, you want to break it down, it's like never taking a day off. When you want to chill, you got to work.
Yeah.
Or is there more than that?
So when I quit my job, and when I quit my job, I had a great relationship with the owner of the company that I work for. He's a multimillionaire. He owns a pharmaceutical company, right? So when I quit my job, he's like, "You're bold because you have a great position here working as an IT," and I had a great position where I was. And I was telling him, like, it's because I want to build my own business. What would you be advice? He's like, be consistent. Take 4 hours of each day and do something. Put a task and do those tasks. 4 hours every single day. And he said, there's sometimes that you think you don't have anything to do because you accomplished them. Still spend those 4 hours planning and working.
Okay.
So like those 4 hours consistent, and he told me it's either you're gonna spend those 4 hours for your business or you're gonna spend it at someone else's company.
Making someone else rich, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So to me, I took that advice, and every single day I worked that 4 hours, and then I was always finding new thing to improve.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because I had a list of stuff that I needed to do. And within 2 weeks, I was able to finish all that list.
Yeah.
But then I was like, oh man, now I have another 4 hours. What am I gonna do?
Right.
It's to create new list. And then it was just to improve what I have already done.
That's true. Let's spice it up a little bit there. You told me previously that there's going to be 8 different drinks at Four Wheelies.
Yeah, correct.
Let's talk about it a little bit if you can there.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a little.
No doubt. So there's, like I said, I live in Montreal now. So
correct.
we have different drinks out there that is super nice. So one of the things that I wanted to bring to Ottawa at Four Wheelies is those drinks from Montreal. Not particularly like the same one, but we have special drinks that we're bringing, like spice drinks.
Okay.
We come from COVID where everybody was home, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So-
Unfortunately, yeah.
So our drink level is kind of different. So everybody kind of like, I feel like everyone is kind of tired of those water we drink.
Okay.
So those 8 special drinks are made specially a little stronger than normal, less ice, but also like has different flavors that I haven't seen yet at bars in Ottawa.
Can you name one of them?
No. But let me tell you, one thing for sure is one thing unique that we're gonna have is slushy drinks.
Slushy. Okay.
Is there going to be any alcohol in that? Or?
Of course.
Yo, bring it back.
So-
Summertime.
Summertime, huh?
So summertime, wintertime, like I said, the whole vibe is to feel like it's still summer. But it's going to be, the slush drinks is going to have alcohol in it. And I think people is really going to enjoy it. And it's going to be a vibe.
That's true. That's true. So people claim that Ottawa is boring, right? Do you feel the city is missing any other type of business?
I don't think Ottawa is boring.
Okay.
I think it's people that didn't explore it yet. But I also think that people that live here that have been doing the same over and over thing find it boring, which is normal.
Yeah.
At a certain point, you have done everything. You've been to the Waterloo and seen the same ice shaping. It's just like, okay, I'm tired of that. And people tend to say it's boring. But there's other different activities that is out there in the city. the city also can provide more activities, and that's what we're trying to do here in the cities. We're bringing in Smash Room, we're bringing in Four Wheelies, and eventually we're bringing in more activities. But definitely, like, there's activities out there. Maybe it's not as advertised. I got people in Montreal that comes to Ottawa all the time, and they're like, yo, I had the blast. But from their point of view, they're a visitor, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So for them, it's like, okay, Ottawa is fun because there's an event.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, there's a lot of like spots that, you know, they go and like, oh, they go to hide and seek and it's fun. They go to life and it's crazy.
Right.
So like that's the whole different thing, different point of view. But also there's spoken words. There's a bunch of artists that performs that is actually very talented. So like Ottawa has a good activities out here, but
That's true.
it definitely needs more for people that are actually local here.
For sure.
And based, like you said, you've done a lot of research as an entrepreneur. Like, what books would you recommend for entrepreneurs, or what books helped you, or were there any material that you used to get your business thriving, or something that you took from it?
It's crazy because, you know, a lot of I listen to a lot of podcasts, and everybody in business is like, okay, I read books. I don't read no books. I haven't read one book that talks about business.
But if you're listening to something, it's kind of audio, right?
It's kind of audio,
that's the
but
new
like,
way, right?
I don't even listen to audibles. Right?
No, okay.
I don't listen to any
Okay.
books or whatever.
Okay.
I spend a lot of time talking to people.
Okay.
I spend a lot of time learning from people. I go from different type of environment and to learn from these business owners. I think to be successful in business, you have to understand the people that you're gonna deliver the product to.
Right.
And to me, that's my advantage, or just to be able to speak to them. You know, like before we were building this business, we had spoken to communities, skaters, and we had their feedback to be able to have a better vision, because you have to talk to people, and I always change different type of environment to learn from them. And also I move from different type of environment to talk to also business owners, millionaires, to be able to actually have a better vision, a better picture, stuff that they did successful. Listen to these type of podcasts. Earlier, there was a guy that talked about all his life.
Yeah, Stephen,
and we have to learn from those experience. And I think that's what it is. It's just like applying whatever mistakes people, not applying, but like avoid whatever mistake people done and learn from their experience.
Their mistakes,
Exactly. And just be trying to be as successful. So you have to be listening to their advice and apply it to your era. Because they can give you the best advice, but maybe it does not apply for you today.
Yes.
You know, so change it the way it works for you and your business. Customize those advice for.
Now, I got another question for you. Where does this patience come from? Because I find like that helps you with business, right?
Yeah,
the
a
fact
lot of
that
patience.
even when you're explaining and stuff, you're taking your time. So it's like, where is this from? Is this part of your Madagascar? I'm just interested because it's good. It's really good. Like that energy, it helps because, like you said, you're trying to push down through walls. Someone tell you no. That's all good. I'm gonna get through this. You know what I mean? So where's that come from?
You definitely need a lot of patience in life in general. I think it's my family that helped me a lot with patience.
Okay.
I have we're 5 guys and 3 girls.
Are you the oldest?
I am the second youngest.
Oh wow!
I'm the youngest boy.
Okay.
Talking about Madagascar, would you ever start a business back home?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know how, because it's a different whole environment out there, right?
Different rules, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just like you just walk up
what
in
I
there.
wish to do is to help go out there and help people.
Okay.
But build a business out there, it's a whole different environment.
Right.
But that's the thing about challenge earlier. Like you can go to an environment and learn, and then you can build something. Even though you don't know it, you just have to step and learn from the people, and then you can build something.
Which entrepreneurs inspire you the most?
Entrepreneur?
Yeah.
My cousin.
Your cousin's a famous guy there, huh?
Yeah, my cousin. Yeah.
Okay, that's
They
good.
did it. Yeah.
All right. Go ahead, Manny.
I would say best of luck with everything, with your new venture there. And I just thank you for bringing Four Wheelies to Ottawa. Can you let them know when would it be the start date, basically?
So the potential date is February 4th.
Are you trying to do this 10 days before Valentine's Day? Eh? Look at you, eh? Trying to get the love out there. First, you get the people. Okay, that's smart. Okay.
So the potential date is going to be February 4th.
Okay.
We hope and we work so hard with everyone to deliver this. It's out of our control, but we're trying our best to deliver that date.
Mm-hmm.
And you can follow us on Instagram.
Tell them which
Facebook.
Instagram. Go ahead.
Four Wheelies Ottawa on both
you hear that?
sides.
No, say it again. Say it again. Look into the camera. Tell them.
Four Wheelies Ottawa. Yeah. The website is fourwheelies.com.
Yeah. Support
Google
that.
us.
Follow that.
Yeah.
All that.
Looking forward to be open.
Yes.
Looking forward to guys have you guys there.
And that's straight facts.
Straight
everybody.
facts, guys.
Thank you very much.